Anyways, you should be seeing the screen.
We do.
Good.
Can we turn it?
So this is KVCore.
Wait till this comes.
Are we, Wanda, is everybody here an EXP agent?
I am not.
You're not. Okay, Dan.
No, Dan. Sorry, Ed, can you hear me?
Yep.
So our group here, Jan and Alyssa are admin, and Dan Cross and I are EXP agents, so we're gonna join in. And we're just waiting for Dan. And Heather over there is another new EXP agent, and we're friends, and just thought I would invite her in to learn about this too.
Sure.
And Dan is our superstar marketing guy that needs to help us know what to do next.
Was that me?
Oh, no,
No,
sorry.
other
And
Dan.
here's our other Dan.
Oh, okay.
And one and Dan two. Thing one, thing two, we call them.
Well, I
I changed my name to Daniel.
I know which one is Daniel Herrick, because when you brought it up, he had a big smile on his face, so.
Could you tell I was crying?
Okay, all right, so can I start?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, this will be a lot of fun. I have to give you a little bit of info first so that we can go over. I am recording this, keeping me fingers crossed that works okay, so, because then I can send you a link to it, everything going okay.
Perfect.
So I'm sharing a screen. I have two screens on the go here. I'm a little bit about who Ed Robinson is, just so I can qualify myself. I started in 1980 in real estate. I started just when the moving market was starting. In my 4th month in the business, I sold 13 houses. I thought, well, I guess that's what it's like. Then real life happened. I found out what real estate was really like. But I really got on the technology fairly quickly. I've written a couple of courses that were accredited courses for continuing education. One was iPad for realtors, and the other one was Databases 101. So I've always been into databases. I actually programmed at first. I learned a little bit about programming language just as a hobby. And I've just been sort of a techie for a long time, and I just love that end of the business. As a matter of fact, to tell you how techie I am, I now have a Tesla car, and it's like having a computer on 4 wheels. It's the most wonderful thing I've ever had. So anyways, let me tell you a little bit about the screen here and me and KVCore. I was with a company called allclients.com. And I think, Wanda, you were with the Star Group, and that was Joe, what's his name? Joe Stump.
Yeah.
And they used allclients.com. And I was with Zan Moko going up to one of the Star meetings, because I was a member of the Star Group. And he mentioned All Clients. I got into it and I absolutely loved it. And I actually used it for the first 2 years of KVCore, of joining EXP. But then, you know, when I heard EXP is $600 a month if you buy it, and they include it for free here, why on earth am I doing that? So I got into it, and it's a learning curve. There's no doubt about it. Every day you learn something new. And I said, that's it. I'm going to dedicate 30 minutes a day to this. And I did for 6 months. And I came out pretty good. I don't work with buyers much anymore, but I ran some leads, and I did pay for them through KVCore. You can do a lot of other things. And it was about over 2 months or 3 months, I had 150 names come into there. They just came in, and they would have been people, had I been a lot younger and more energetic to run around with buyers, and probably would have made a lot of deals off of that. But it proved to me that it worked. So I did get into it more, and I made a complaint to them at one of the conventions. I am a convention junkie. I go to a lot of them. I only missed the last one because of COVID. But I complained to KVCore because it was so buyer oriented to new leads. After all these years in the business, I guess it's 40 years, 42, 43 years. I really do repeat referral. That's all I do now. And that's all I really want at this stage. And they said, we're working on that. And they actually did work on it. And it's more and more now really great if you want new leads coming in, especially in an area like Owen Sound. You know, you can really narrow in and market to the whole city easier than we can do in Toronto. Honestly, you've got a great market up there that you can do that sort of thing. So anyways, I did, and it's really working well for repeat and referral also. I do a monthly newsletter to all my clients, totally free. But I don't like the ones that they have all with the other companies, you know, because everyone's sending the same newsletter. Mine is totally different. I'll cover a little bit about that. Okay, so let's just take a little bit on the left here. Now you can see my cursor spinning around the middle, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start at the top and we can kind of go down. What you're looking at right now on this is down at the bottom for support and training. Then you've got courses and other things down below here, okay? I have my screen blown up in size a bit so you can see it. And there's a couple more things down there, but I won't cover them. It's not that important. Courses for agents. We're looking at all courses now, which are down here. So this is where I got started. Courses for agents. So if you're an agent, then this is where you can go and simply start agent quick start, success plan. So I can't go into these for you, but I think you can see the overall idea of what they've done here to break it down. How about a team leader for admins and team leaders? Sorry, I shouldn't let that cover it then. So admin and team leaders, here's all admin quick start, team leader tactics, turning on a new lead source for your team. Really great stuff. So a lot of learning here. Courses for lenders, marketplace and add-ons, next level, more training. So there's a lot of training right in. This is where I went to get started. But I'll give you as good an overview today as I can. How's the speed here? Is it working okay?
Yep.
No, oh, great. I was worried about that because the last time we did this, it was really slow. So let's go to the dashboard. In the dashboard, there we go. You have a lot of things up top up here. These are to-dos. These are emails that haven't been read yet. Here's an email to Wanda. Marie, a friend of mine, Michael, these are all emails. So they're all coming into here and they stay in KVCore. So you can refer back as far back as you want on your emails in here. And this is up top up here. Shop marketplace. Let's say you want to buy some, do some spending and get some leads. Okay. And when I say buy, let me explain that. KVCore buys probably millions of dollars worth of Facebook and Google ads. So their price for you to do it through them is a lot less than you trying to do it yourself. That's what that's all about. So you can go into marketplace, and when you go in there, you'll come down here, seller leads, and here's all your information below. Property, how to boost a property, get seller leads, smart social leads, nosy neighbor. I think you've probably heard of that one before. That was going around for a while. And these all will be mass emails out to whoever you want. And we'll cover a little bit more about that a little bit later. Going back up to the dashboard up here. When a new lead does come in, they're probably going to come in from an ad or from one of your emails. They might come in like this. This is one myself, okay? And I did this just to show you. Because I don't do with new leads, but I know how to do it. So let's go and take a look at that. This is what the lead gets. The lead's going to get the listing with all the information about it. And it's going to have all the details down. I won't waste your time with showing the details. And I can send it to someone via email. The client is getting this one, they get a gallery, a map, or they can look for similar homes in the area and so forth. So they'll do a searching and everything right on your page here already. This is 45 Dundalk. That's in Scarborough, Kennedy Road in Ellesmere area, if you know Scarborough.
And is there a multimedia part in that shows multimedia like videos or 3D tours?
Yeah.
Part of that listing?
We're going to get there. Okay.
Okay. Just wanted to double check.
Yeah. Daniel, are you aware of BombBomb?
Yeah.
Okay. You can use BombBomb for free. I think it's about 15 emails a month, but no mass emails, something like that.
Right.
For $15 a month, rather than the usual 60, you've got a full BombBomb database. Okay, right. So you can use BombBomb for $30 a month included. All right, and I'm going to go through that, putting it right into an email for you and a newsletter and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the marketing guy, so you know that's great. I'm glad you're here. This is wonderful. Okay, so let's go to playbooks. This is something 6 months, a year ago it started, and you can go in here and investigate. I won't go through it. I've used it a couple of times and people have played them. So you can take a look at this. It's a new thing they added called playbooks. I want to go into the CRM. Okay. And in here, I can go to all my clients. These are the codes that I have. I'll just call up the agents in my CRM. So in the database, Here it comes. These are all agents that I have in the system. Let's go in and look for me. And hopefully there's me right there in Robinson. I'll click on here. I'm using mine so you can see. I'm going to cover a lot of stuff in this area for you. My phone number here, my email, where I live here. Okay. Emails that I may have sent. Emails that I sent here. I can click on it and look at the email. And if I sent it to you, I'm going to see what time you opened it, how many times you opened it, and so forth. Let's go down here. This is something, I'm sure if you used a CRM, I'll call it a database, everybody knows what I'm saying. If you've used a database, you know there's categories. You want to have buyer, seller, agent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, you have a bit of that here, but what you have instead of that is called hashtags. Okay, and these are hashtags. So I have hashtags, seniors GTA specialist. I do a lot of work with seniors. Myself, if I want to look for me in the database. Winmore Zoom. I'm in a place in Florida called Winmore. I also run a couple of things in Winmore just for the fun of it. And anybody that's on there that goes to my Zoom meeting, I just click there and all those people will come up. Men's breakfast. I do a men's breakfast down here every Tuesday morning. That's the time the ladies are golfing. So all the guys have nothing better to do. So we have breakfast on Tuesday morning. Eds clubs, and I'm sure most of you have heard of that. Newsletter, email, 443 Mens. So these are all searches. Now let's go a little more over here. Just so I want to spend a minute here so you really get a good coverage of the data fields that are here. Go into property, I'm clicking too hard. Property assigned agent. I'm the assigned agent. If it was a Wanda, if you were a team, you may assign this to another agent and so forth. All the cell phone number, home number, and look at the field. These are all fields. Second email, evaluation. If you can have an evaluation, they can go in and fill out some fields and do their own evaluation and what their properties was. Social media. Oh, I don't fill this in because this is me, but I didn't want to call it clients up on the screen. So last closed deal 2014. Yeah, that's not real. That's just a number just to try it out. But I can get a reminder. I can send an anniversary email on that every time. So alerts. These are when I get alerts if someone's looked at a property. Someone saw this one here, and it's a $2 million home at St. Clair Avenue West. Okay. And all the details are over here. There's 31 properties near that one. So I'm sifting through this quickly because there is a lot. And you will get into it yourself and do it. And that's the best way to even learn more. Files, if you want to attach files, I don't bother attaching files, transactions and tasks that you want to do. This is all one person. So it's pretty detailed on everything that can be done. Now, one more thing I want to show you hashtags. I have all this written down on the things I want to cover, but I seem to cover them all okay. So I'm not going to bother reading them. I do want to show you this. I'm going to go back into all clients, but I want to find, I sold a townhouse in Scarborough. I work in the Scarborough area, 443 Mans Road, townhouse number 32. I've sold, that's an investor I caught on to many years ago. Her husband was a realtor and he passed away. He was his own small one-person brokerage, but he built a whole townhouse complex and he kept 18 of the units for himself. And so she didn't want to look after him anymore. So about 10 years ago, I started with her on 18 units and we're down to 8 now. So she's been my joy in my business for the last 10 years. We sell one every year. So I want to look at the last one I sold for them. So I'm going to do hashtag because I created a hashtag. So capital, and I'm going to hit hashtag. You see it up in here. And I'm going to put in 443 Mans and 32. That's the address, townhouse number 32. And I'm going to search. Why do I do this? Because of this. There's the 5 people involved. Diane Chung, that's the selling agent. John McCauley is that's the buyer's agent. I'm so sorry. John McCauley was a buyer's lawyer. Darren Arsenault, he was a home inspector. John Daniels is the seller's agent, and Ed Robinson was the listing agent. So I can call up, I can hashtag every property I want to and call up everybody that's involved in that transaction. I think that's really kind of cool, a nice thing I haven't seen before. But you can create as many of these as you want. I say though, be careful not to get overboard you get a little confused. And I used to wonder, how many hashtags have I got now? And then they created a search where you can call up all your hashtags to see whether you should be using them all or not. So a very useful thing. So all your hashtags, let's go to all clients. So some of those hashtags now, what I can do is I can save them up top up here. How about all the agents at Ed's clubs? There they come. Okay, I got it. I'm going to take out this. Sorry. There was filters applied, so let's clear that out. Now we're going to go Ed's clubs, and all those agents will come on. Okay. There we go. There we go. Lawyers. Just so when you create those hashtags in here, filters applied, you'll go in and you'll create those searches in here and then save them, and they'll appear up top up here for you. Men's breakfast, remember I mentioned that? So we have, I have 16 guys that go to breakfast. They don't always show up, the 12 or 14 do. In here also, and then let me go back in again just for a second. I'm calling mine just to show you something I forgot about. You should see. In here, in my in here, you're going to click, you have to click buyer, seller, renter, vendor, agent. One of those must be clicked. I can't unclick and have it totally blank. So when it's just a sphere, when it's a severe, SPHERE, I simply put down buyer or seller, but this is something you have to maybe put down. I don't know what you put down. And you also can down below here, pardon me, you can put in all your hashtags just below. Go ahead, Daniel, what was that?
I was just gonna wonder if you're double ending a deal or somebody is, selling with you and then buying again, do you have a double entry for them in the system, or
Yes,
do you
yeah,
have?
Oh, no, you can put, it can attach different properties to.
They can be
Yeah.
both a buyer and a seller.
Yeah, and you can also pin notes to the top, which is really important to me, to pin some notes to the top. If those of you don't know what that means, it means if you put a note with your client that you really want it above all the others, you can pin it at the top of the list, so that anything else that comes in is going to come below that. So you've always got, because I might put the husband or spouse's name or the kid's name or something at the top. So I want everything there, even though a lot of that is in the property details. Okay, I'm going to close this window and I'm going to go back over here. And that's Smart CRM. It gives you an overview. It's like a database, but it's very detailed. And with hashtags, you can really create some searches that you may want or may not want. I'm not doing the hashtags for properties now, because now that we've got SkySlope, everybody's in there anyways, and even your trade record is in there. But it certainly was a lot useful to me before. So, and you may want to do it if you're not using the SkySlope in place your administrators. Listings, all MLS listings, my listings, company listings. Let's go into company listings. Okay, this is all EXP listings right across Canada. Okay, so let's take a look and say this one here. Well, let's have a look at that. What about it? Well, I wouldn't mind sending that to all my clients. I can do that because this is not, I'm not writing an ad. I'm taking an existing listing with existing information and sending it to my clients. So not like I have to get permission, and it is an EXP listing. So I'm going to double click up here, copy. That's Command C on Mac, Control C on Windows. I'm copying that MLS number because I want to send that to my clients. So I will go down to marketing and I'll go to Smart Campaigns. I'm going to go to templates. And in the templates, this is where I do my newsletter and everything. What you're going to get is new listing. This, you have some already in there. I like hundreds of them in there. So here's the one, and when it says clone, that means it's a marketing item that's been placed in there by KVCore. If it's clone and edit, that means I created it. I may have cloned that one and then saved it as one. So let's go in and take a look. I didn't like this too much. If you saw it when it went through, it really wasn't that great, I thought. But it had just listed, it had a header. I didn't like the header. but the body was perfect and I didn't like the footing very much down here. So there's KVCore, by the way. KVCore video, Daniel, is boom boom.
Okay.
Bomb, I'm sorry.
Bomb.
Yeah. Okay, core video is bomb. Okay, so what I did though was I cloned that and I come up with my own. I didn't come up with my own, I edited it to come up with what I wanted. And I have sent one to myself this morning to save me the trouble of going through the whole process. I might still go through it, we'll see. So just list it here, clone or edit. There's their new listing, okay? So let's go in here, and what I did, I edited it, and this is what I came up with. I took my header and put it on the top, the roof, just listed for sale, and at the bottom, I put my name and so forth at the bottom as the footer. And that was now. If I wanted to maybe add something in here, this is where the design here rows, I just hit row. I want to put a row in here. I'll just drag that over. I put a new row in there. And what do I put in there? Well, I'll go up here. I'm going to get content. And I think in that row, I'm going to put a core video. So I go in there and put that in, select video, and I can now do a whole new video if I want to, or I can pick a video out of my library and put that in with a high list, whatever you want, okay? Use your own imagination. So that's, and let me show you what gets to the client. I'll just close that, and I'm going to go over to my email. And this is what the client is going to see. They're going to get this. Remember that I put the new header in, I didn't like theirs. I put the new footer in like mine. Here's some of the pictures of the property. It's not the same property, it's a different property. I did this morning just for you to save time. And I'm going to look at the listing. And then it's going to take me here. If they haven't already checked in with me, they're going to get I agree to all the terms and conditions page. And all the pictures are here, all the details, my picture, my numbers there. If I had taken another company's listing and put it in, it would have their name in there, their brokerage in there, that is, which is Rico's rules. But all the details on the listings in there, and I won't bother with the details. I can save it. I can chat with me now. I can ask a question, request a showing. Please register for advanced features. Okay, we'll just leave that for now. Property email alerts, and so oops, it went right to my web page. You get the idea, right?
Mhm.
So let me just leave that out right now, and we'll finish that one. Because it went right back to where we were. Let me see. Yeah, it was an email. Sorry about that. Yeah, so then in the listing, everything you want to do, the client's got this, they can share, you can share it, Twitter, and all the property, all the pictures are there, so you can go through. Not a very nice thing. I've seen better. Yeah, they didn't even clean off the countertop. Not very good. Come on, guys, whoever that was. Okay, forget it. All right, so that's at Lakeshore Boulevard. Okay, how are we doing down here? Any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
please answer questions out loud because I don't always keep checking that thing.
so you can attach a personal video when you're sending the listing to somebody. Does that fall into the free 15 bombs? Or would you have bombs to go?
No, not in the mass email.
Okay,
If you got the free bomb, you can only send, I think it's 12 or 15. Please don't hold me to that.
but if we have the paid
single
bomb,
email. But if you have the one you're paying $30 a month for, you can send thousands.
Oh.
Okay,
mhm,
okay, good. Close that little window, go back here to bomb. Okay, so that's with listings, company listing or manual listings is, as far as I know, probably exclusive. I've never gone in there and bothered with it. Lead engine. I'm going to just let me talk a little bit about smart campaigns. You're going to get some campaigns with it from the company. There's a new lead demo. I did a demo just to show. I'm making this active. So if a new lead comes in, and this is the one that they are using, and they have a bunch of actions on this lead here. Okay, where they're putting in day 3, day 6, and what's going to grow. And this is one that I created for my, when a new lead comes in for me off that. This worked really well. Day 1 was searching MLS. Day 3, 10 commandments of real estate. You may have seen that. That's cute. Home inspections. What about them? Where do we get these stories? What about radon gas? How about mold? A lot of these stories are coming from newscanada.com. It's free articles you can write, and it's advertising by companies, but they're wonderful. And I've used them for years now. They make my newsletter. So they're free articles from newscanada.com. What about multiple offers? This is stuff from Rico. Rico published it, so why not use it? Okay, I can edit that and go and have a look at it. And this is what the client's going to get. Buying or selling a home, all about agreements of purchase and sale and so forth. Let's look at this one. A buyer representation agreements. So I went in, what's a buyer representation agreement about, and all the details. Okay. Also at the bottom of these, I've created testimonials. Click there, free report, and this goes to my webpage. In free report, you get assessment. Oh, this is one where I would send a geo warehouse report if they wanted that report from the neighborhood. So these are all KVCore campaigns. KVCore library. You can add that if you don't want to do anything like that, default buyer system default for contacts whose status is active. So if someone comes in active, then as a buyer, then these are what they're going to get. A text, you can do text or emails, whatever you want. Our search alerts working, still working for homes. What category do you fit in? So all these are already pre-done for you. So you don't have to do any of these at all. You get the idea now that you don't do this overnight. You've got to work on this for a while. But once you get into it, it's just incredibly powerful. And I'm only covering the service. Let me go into smart campaigns here. No, let me smart campaigns. 4%. There, templates. Okay, so I've created a lot of templates just for myself. Oh, house just listed, loan, that's theirs. I'm in a different category. Hold on, I'll get rid of that and put out everything. So these, if it says just clone, then these are all given by the company. You don't have to do anything. But if you see something beside it, then it's going to be that I have done something. I think, oh, there's some of mine right down there. It's action plans. Let's have a look at that. Where have I got in there? I don't even remember. This is a while ago. Here it comes eventually. As you get the idea, all this is on the side. Oh, action plans. If I wanted to put action plans in, that would be it. Place the graphic above to select action plans in the menu bar. Some instructions for myself. Totally forgotten about that one. And it's just talking more than I could. It's club blog. I was doing the blog. I haven't done one for a while. And let's go in here. So what's this blog about? Blog. Here's creative people. Oh, I was helping agents, and there's a video on it. Okay, and a thing below. So a video about create a PDF report on your iPad from Geo Warehouse. This might only apply to Ontario agents. So I was teaching agents this. So that's another one. I think that's enough about that, but you're getting the idea. What I'd like to do at this time, though, is go in and show you. You can see that on the News Canada. Go and take a look at the articles because they're wonderful. And matter of fact, let me just pull up a window and show you. newscanada.com. Just so you can see it. I've been using this one for so many years. And I go into menu up here. Pardon me, articles. You can get radio, digital content, and issues. I'll go with January and English, and I want 55 plus because I deal a lot with seniors. And another one I do all the time is house and home. Let that go, and it's going to bring them all up. Cold flu season. What's important to get your flu shot? How about tips to avoid renovation regret? These are the types of stories. So I add that to the cart. I email them to myself and then I work them into the email package. I'm going to go show you the actual emails in just a second. So that'll give you an idea on News Canada. It's wonderful stories and they're free, copyright free. Let me go on marketing and schedule a mass email. So this is in all marketing. So all kind of core present. That's the bomb. Core voicemail drop. Oh, you can send voicemails and have it drop into their. I don't like this myself. I hate it when I get a voicemail on my text that was never ever a phone call. It was a voicemail. But apparently it's become very popular in the States. Anyway, I didn't like it. But you can use it if you want. CMA builder, they can go in and they can create their own CMA. I can send that to you. Birthdays, I use this for everybody. They get a birthday card from everybody here automatically. Schedule a mass email. Let me just. These are actual last emails that I have sent out. And let's just go down. Let's go down to men's breakfast. Okay, I have 9 sent out there. Ed's clubs, iPad for builders, tips and tricks, 700 sent out. Let's go into newsletter. Newsletter. Oh, sorry. Schedule an email. Let me try to do this right now. Let me see. Up here, I will say hashtag. And I want to go newsletter. Newsletter. And it gives me paper or email. I want email. They're hashtags, remember? I'm sorry, took too long. And I can go in here and get my templates. Just listed. And there it goes. And that's now I'm going to put in the MLS number. And right there. And that's all I have to do. If I send that out now, I can schedule it. I'm going to put my name in. I can include my name or not. I don't put it in. I'll click schedule because my name's already on the bottom. I'm scheduling it right here. And when I schedule it, they want to know time. You pick the date and I want it to go there. I can do it 2 o'clock in the morning if I want. Okay. And who I'm sending it to. So I schedule it, which I don't want to do because it's going to schedule it to work for everybody. But you get the message. This is how to send a mass email. And if you had a bomb video in there, Wanda, of course, the bomb video is going to go to everybody. But when they click on the bomb video, they are going to leave your page and go to bomb page, which any video program will do anyways. There are ways. Do you know HTML much, Daniel? But like you can save the code, embed the embedded code. I find the embedded code on BombBomb is not that exciting. It doesn't always work well. You get a screen, but there's nothing on it. So be careful of that. If you really want to send it out, I'd say save it as a YouTube and stick it in with stick an arrow on the top and send it as an image, and then it'll link to the YouTube. So you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm not excited the way it does, but if you want to have it and it goes to the BombBomb thing because it has to do anyways, then you can do that. Okay, good. And we just close this up and we share. Yeah, that's what we share. Lead engine. Okay, so you can go in IDX squeeze pages, home search pages that squeeze traffic into leads, call and capture text, pitch sheet, hold a virtual open house, property boost, get more leads, core listing machine, lead Dropbox. So you can go in and create your own. You have to create so okay, because this would apply to teams and that. So my name is there because this is mine. So I can create a new landing page. And there you go. If you know what you're doing, go in and you can change all of this up here. There's some things I wish they would do is more information. Email, cell phone options, and see the list. So you want to see the list of price reductions and so forth. That's all you have to do, and you can save them, but you can never change them. If you want to change it, you'd have to create a new one. But you can go up and you can change the background. I want to use a kitchen in the background. You can barely see the background, but I can see it. I doubt you can see it very well from your end, okay? I want to do the outside of the house, and you can do there. And then you save it once you've got it. You're getting a little into techie here. My suggestion is if you're financially able, it may be $250 a month to do Facebook ads. But if you did one deal a year off of it, more than worth it, the same. So I would take a look at having to do it. But again, you can do it. You can do it yourself if you want to. Oh, and another thing too, at the very first, I should have mentioned that is on your CRM. Let's say you've been around a while and you've got a lot of names in the CRM. You can download a CSV file. For those that don't know, it's simply an Excel file, you might say, or a numbers file if you're in the Apple environment. You can match the fields, but there are a lot of fields. It's not easy. I've done many uploads into CSV files. Here's a suggestion. They'd do it for free. Just export yourself with headers for what each field is, and that takes about 3 or 4 or 5 days. You'll get your whole thing back in KVCore with all the names in there. Then you can go in and start adding.
So just send the CV file, like, so our current databases, send that to KVCore and they'll input it for us?
Yes, and no charge.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I'm pretty good with computers. I think you have an idea. I know what I'm doing with them, and I could do it, but it's a big job. And these guys know what they're doing. They do it quicker than we do. So that's my suggestion is if you got 3,000 names, don't do it yourself. If you got 100, enter it yourself. That's my opinion. Let's go down. You can look at your transactions here.
Sorry, can I ask a question before you continue?
Yeah.
I was playing yesterday with the landing page and the squeeze page.
Yeah.
And what is our agency for Facebook for the squeeze page photos? Like, because we're all from the Own Sound brokerage, my office is in Walkerton. There's another office is in Hanover. What if one of the Hanover listings appears on as my Facebook photo? Is that a no-no or?
No, it's not a problem. Not a problem. It's your company, no.
It doesn't matter because we're all
No.
EXP under the same brokerage.
Yeah. You're with EXP. Are you
Mhm.
with Wanda or another?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay, well, no, by all means, as long as you're not editing it, then there's nothing to be a problem.
But they can't get, they kind of have a love-hate with us, so they can't get angry with us if one of their listings appears on our squeeze
Of course
page.
not, of course not, of course not. Just tell them to go right here, go to company listings.
Yes,
That's every listing in Canada. You have the right to do whatever you want with them.
I do have the
Except
right,
edit them.
okay,
You can't edit them, okay?
okay, no editing.
Yeah, because if you're gonna edit another agent, if you're gonna go in and write an ad, you've got to get permission from that agent. But what you're doing is forwarding what that agent has already put out. You're simply forwarding an existing listing. I mean, could you go into Realtor?
I'm not, sorry, I'm not forwarding it. I was just adding it to the squeeze page.
Oh, that's honest to goodness, they should be tickled pink that you did it.
Okay,
So,
okay,
okay, no, I don't.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, but everything, if you're really concerned about something, by all means, check with the broker of record. We have a number of brokers of records, but that's my opinion.
Okay, good.
And I've been asked that question before and they haven't put me in jail yet, so I guess it's okay.
Okay, that's good.
Alrighty, sounds good. Lead engine, bill landing page, squeeze page, all the their transactions. I'll cover a little bit, Wanda, you asked about the web page. It's easy one. It's like riding a bike. Once you get in there and do it for a while, you're okay. How are we doing here? Oh, we're okay. So in here, no, okay. In here, add WordPress plugin token, not in my department. No, not going to go there, but if you know what it's talking about, fine. Edit your settings. I put a picture of myself in there. I've changed it a few times. Send custom templates. Local, all kinds of buttons in here you can do. And it's all included. You're not paying for a web page. You can add site contents, blogs, embed things into it. If you want to, you can put the code on it. Client can go right to your page. Everybody's using codes to it. A blog, you can put a blog in here. And I have a few of those on there. Site content. My testimonials. So I have all my testimonials in here. By the way, these testimonials, I made a policy when I first started in real estate. I just would never ask them to just write a testimonial. I don't know why. It's just, maybe I'm just shy. It's just, these have been unsolicited, so I'm very proud of them. I've never asked for a testimonial. So, and they're all very, very nice ones that people have sent.
And is there one of the issues that we have is that we have a team, right? We have the Advantage Realty Grey Bruce team with Dan and Laura, with Wanda, and with Scott as agents underneath there. Is there a team website page? Like
Yes,
we
yes.
can have that? Like, I don't even know if we're set up as a team or if each
Yep.
person is an individual agent, even though we have a team lead and stuff.
No, because
$400 a month.
you're not a team
Oh, okay.
with KVCore. If you were a team with KVCore, that would be a totally different thing. Can you operate KVCore as a team? Go into tech support and ask them. I don't know. That's an interesting question. You can, if you're not a team, you can share leads with specific agents.
Yeah.
So if a lead come in, you can say, send that one to so-and-so, send this one to so-and-so. If you
Yeah, because we currently have a team website, and then each agent has their own personal websites, but then
Right.
I update their social media for the team and other things like that. So I just wanted to make sure that, like, in here, each team is going to have their own database of client, or each agent's going to have their own database of clients. But we do also send out things as Advantage Realty Grey Bruce. So
yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out who do I have to log into each person's thing to send out, schedule up their own social media and workflows and pipelines, each one, as well as set up.
Most everything can be shared.
Okay.
So I really suggest, as I said, I suggest you going to have you been to EXP World?
I haven't. No, I've had a quick browse in there, but I haven't had a good.
Go into EXP World. Any answer you have, you're going to get it in there. The tech support is incredibly great. Even if the computer's not working, they'll guide you through helping to get it fixed. They're very good. So I would go in there and find somebody to help you with KVCore. And that's a great question. I have never been asked that question before. So go there and work on it and find out. And once you get in there, you will really like it in there. Because you're a techie anyways, and it's amazing what they're doing. There's an application for it, but I understand it's not too far away. It'll be web-based.
Right.
And with a browser, instead of having your own application.
Okay.
That particular application, as a matter of fact, is used by the US government for the US Armed Forces. It's such a well-done database. Anyways, marketplace. So this is where, well, so if you were going to be doing some things for agents and you're good at marketing, then this would be the place for you to go. Okay, you're like, wow, this is the utopia for you in this part, because you can go into the nosy neighbor one. This is cute, where the person's looking over the fence and trying to see what you're doing and so on. And there's videos on that.
Every agent knows that the most valuable opportunity in real estate is getting a listing. In this tight inventory market, what's the best way to get one?
So rather than bore you with everything's in there. The teaching is incredible. Click here on my hamburger and get everything back. And so go up to the dashboard. Support and training. I think I showed you this at the first. So if agents doing their own thing on here, I mean, if they've got you helping, that's wonderful. But can you mass produce a thing like that for all the agents? I know you can share leads and everything, so there must be something they could do.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let me get my list here. I kind of got off my list, and I want to see if I covered everything or not. New leads coming in. Yeah, we got. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'd like to do next is just do a little bit on a newsletter. Or do you do a newsletter?
Yeah, all the agents do. All the agents usually do a newsletter. I think, right? Dan and Laura do it. Wanda does, and Scott.
And
Scott does.
We're about 10 minutes to go, and then I have to run. That's why I want to do it at 10 o'clock, Wanda, thanks. But I'd like to just show you briefly a little about the newsletter, okay? Because that's a big part for most agents. So let's just go in here. Okay, so smart marketing, smart campaigns. So, oh, my templates. My newsletter is called the Realty Post. And here's last August. So let's just go and have a look at it. So there's my header. Go to my webpage. These are links, my social media. Got a question, set a time to chat. This is my calendar. And then these are all news candidate stories. Retirement living. What are my options? All, and you have to put NC and acknowledge that you've got this news candidate on all these stories. About land leases, even how to plan your dream backyard makeover. I think these are wonderful stories, and people like them. New mortgage stress test, and we all heard about that one. Stylish outdoor living ideas.
Do you have your analytics for those? Like, can you show us a little bit about, like, when you say people love them, or is it, do you have the analytics for?
No, I don't. That's a great question. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I know whether they opened it or not.
right.
But as to each story, no, I don't. But that's something that you might be able to find on News Canada because it's their stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how did I get all that? Well, I showed you News Canada, a little bit about that, right? So, and then what I do is I download the stories. And this would be interesting for you, Daniel, if you're doing this. Let me go in here and go to documents, Realty Post. So let's go into.
You just download the content and then put it into the
Yeah, I
template.
download the content. It doesn't come in looking like this. I take it out, but here's the pictures. I'll just drag up a picture here for you.
Yeah.
So there's one of the pictures, and then here's the story about that picture. And I drag that in. So I'm going to show you how I bring up, here's the story itself. So I'm simply going to copy this part of it. Control C, copy, or Command C, and then I'm going to paste that in. Now let me go to my layout for creating the newsletter. Close this up. And this sort of newsletter is quite common now, and not just KVCore that do this sort of thing. So here I have a couple of templates. Realty Post templates, large photos. That's the one I use most of the time. I do a smaller one where the text wraps around the picture, but it's a bit clumsy because you have to use two different fields and then wrap it. So I just use a large photo. So here's my template. So all I do is duplicate. I'll clone this for next month. And then I'm going to bring in the new stories. So the layout is here, coming up. Oh, it's going to slow down. I'm glad it's slowing down now. I'm not at the very first. Oh, here we go. So again, I changed my header. That was an old one I showed you before. With the same information here, but there's the title for the new story. And here's the picture, and here's the text.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yep. Yeah.
Here's the next story, title. So I do 5 stories and 5 pictures.
Right.
Okay, so that's how I do it. And you drag everything over from here. And you can even drag in a video for YouTube or BombBomb can come in. And this is your core, which is a video for YouTube and Vimeo can come in here. And this is your core video. BombBomb. Okay, got that. I'll just quickly show you the one with the small photos.
Pretty straightforward. That's pretty standard.
Yeah, it is. It is. Here's the small photos, and I'll show you why it's a little bit clunky, but it's also sort of attractive if you can do it okay. Is again, there we go. Yeah, oh, I forgot. I was doing them in red. I think I'm going to go back. So here's my picture going in. So my story is going to be longer than just this box here. It's going to go into this one. So I put it in, then I copy the rest of it and paste it below the picture. So I create the wrap around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like a word processor or a publisher or something like that.
As far as the website goes, like, can you have your own personal website? Do you have your own personal website,
yeah.
or are you using the EXP website? Like, how do you set that up in KVCore so it's linked to your own personal page? So you're at edrobinson.exp realty. What if we're at Wanda on wandawestover.com?
Well,
Anyway.
actually, I don't use a separate web page. I use edrobinson.realty.
Okay. So how do you change the link to that, to the EXP, right?
It's
To
in
the
the settings.
KVCore web
It's right in your settings. In there.
settings? Okay,
Yeah, yeah, and you can forward it to that address.
okay,
Yes.
perfect.
And that's my web page, which is KVCore.
Right.
Okay, so all the properties are in here. There is my latest blogs I mentioned about Ed Robinson. And where's my testimonials going? Testimonials.
Right, yeah. So those are just
Where's my
widgets
testimonials?
that get set in there. Yeah,
That's right. So you don't need another web page. As
Okay.
far as I know, anyway, I don't think so. I do have another web page for other stuff that I do training, but anyways. 55 minutes. How do we do?
Good. What would be the harm in having this website and another website? So we've got landing pages, we've got our own websites, and we've got an EXP site.
I don't ask me that because I don't have another web page.
Okay.
I have edsclubs.com that I think you're aware of, but I use this web page. This is the only one I use.
yeah.
The only thing I can think of is
Good point.
I'm not excited about the fields. I like a bunch of fields when I'm going to be doing a landing page. That's not really what I like that much. So there's things that I don't really get into, like Zapier, that you can have things go directly into KVCore. Daniel, you would know more about that sort of thing than I do. But there are other outside software that if you had a web page you created with Wix or one of those other type of web pages, you could have a lot more types of fields. And you know that I have edsclubs.com and people put in their name and address and so on, but I leave that in there. And if I want to, I can bring them in the KVCore, but I'll bring them in physically. But they could be done definitely with something like Zapier, I think it's called. But that's out of my area totally. Good questions. These are such techies out there. I showed you my window right now, you cry.
I had a quick question. One of the databases that we use right now, it's called Kits, and it does a print newsletter for us. So we just provide information about the listings we have, and they print and mail everything for us. Does KVCore have a service like that?
A
Do you
print.
know? I just noticed that in one of the drop-down menus, I saw a newsletter print,
Oh, you
and I
do?
thought,
Are you talking about a hard copy?
yes, that's right.
Okay. No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I just thought I'd check.
Yeah, let me show you something. Who am I talking to there?
That's
That's
Alyssa.
Who?
Nice.
What's your name?
Alyssa.
Elizabeth. Okay, let me show you something. Yes, that's a really great question. Let me go into here. Let me go into Realty Post. Okay, guess what? Hard copy.
And then you print that and mail them,
I do it in pages. I'm an Apple fanatic.
right?
I'm just going to open up this one here for you. Realty Post, here's my newsletter. These are all News Canada stories, same stories. And I bring some stuff in from the Toronto Real Estate Board with graphics. And I do send that out to clients, hard copy. I think hard copy is still important. I really do. So there you go. That's my newsletter. And they're all News Canada stories. And as I said, I don't mind the hard copy. And what I don't like is some of the CRMs do the newsletter for you, but what bothers me that they're sending out 5,000 the same newsletter. So this is custom. This is, you know how long it takes me to do this hard copy? Half an hour, if that. So that's my hard copy. Yeah, I do send out a hard copy. There it is. And it's sort of fun to do. It doesn't take me long to get it done. Okay.
Okay.
Good question, but that's no hard copy from KVCore. So.
Okay.
Anything else? No?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're all done?
No, we're not gone yet. Thank you very much, Ed.
I wish I was, I have a grandson in Owen. And,
Oh,
yeah, he's from, Mount Forest.
Okay.
And he, let's see, he's into, health with, the government and. I don't remember exactly what, but the mental health for the government, for the hospitals or something like that, so. Anyways, he diagnosed me and said I need help. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyways, I would be glad to do this anytime again, if you ever need it. I love doing this sort of stuff. And Heather? You're
Yes?
not with EXP.
What's that?
You're not with EXP yet?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I thought you said you weren't. Okay.
No, yes, I am. Yep.
Okay, all righty. Well, that's good. You're all EXP. Wonderful. Any more questions?
I think I'm good.
Okay, we have a sales meeting at 11 o'clock, you know. You didn't know that, did you? I bet you know.
Yeah, we did.
Thanks
Okay,
very much.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Ed.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.